Well, first of all, it's good to see, because you're right. In the past years when we've been ranked, the next year we have to work our way back up there, and I think it just continues to speak to the credibility of our program nationally now that we're thought of that preseason. I think winning in the NCAA tournament last year helped a lot with regards to that. But I don't necessarily sense pressure that goes along with that. It is a preseason ranking. A lot with the schedule that we have, we are going to take some losses in this first month of the year with the quality of the schedule that we're playing. And so, you may see us bounce in and out of that thing in the top 25. And I don't know that that's something that's super important to the kids in the locker room. It's nice to be able to talk about, but I don't think it's something that's super important to them right now. I think we're just trying to get better. And Conference USA as a league this year, I think San Antonio and Rice have been right there with us the last 2 years, and they are both very much senior-laden teams this year. I think they're both teams to be reckoned with, and sometimes those seniors have a sense of urgency about them, and so we realize that although we're the only ranked team in the league right now, that there's some real quality within Conference USA, and we have a long way to go to fulfill what we can be.
George, what was the reaction of the team? You guys saw the rankings, saw you were in the top 25. How do you all as a team, stay hungry, kind of avoid the complacency that can come with being ranked in the preseason?
Well, we were really excited, about the rankings. It's always great to see you start there. But like Coach said, a lot of the teams in the league are senior heavy, so they're all going to want to go out their senior year with a title, just like me and Kaylin do. So there's a sense of urgency. There's, a fact that people are knowing that they almost got you last year, but, we won and stuff. So there's just that fact that everyone is going to want to get you, and so you have a target on your back every single year. So, you just have to stay hungry every single day. You can't get complacent.
Yeah, we've been in the league 2 years. We've won the regular season championship twice, and we've won the tournament twice. And again, we certainly feel like we've been the best team, but we also understand that it's not by a huge margin, that there's other really good teams in this league. And so we certainly understand that they're, that group of seniors on both those rosters is tired of losing to Western Kentucky, and we have to match that urgency that they have.
For Georgia as well, being a senior this year, losing Rachael, losing Noel, losing Haley. Are you excited or ready to step up as a senior leader yourself?
I'm really excited. I kind of am embracing the fact that this is my team now. I have to take a bigger role, and I'm excited to go out and set an example for the team and stuff, and finish my career here, hopefully with another conference championship. So I'm really, really excited for that.
Jessica, Coach mentioned that you guys have had some really great success over the last 6 years or so, but it's been followed up with some early round exits in the tournament. So what do you guys have to do to get over that hump this year to advance even further?
Well, obviously we have to get there, first of all. Like Coach said, every game on this schedule, we can't just slack off. We really have to bring it every game. But I don't know. We'll have to cross that bridge when we get there and really focus one game at a time.
Yeah, we talk a lot about, we're in an interesting situation here at WKU, in that, getting to the NCAA tournament is not a given. I mean, this has been a one-bid league in the past few years. Sun Belt was a one-bid league a lot of times, and so there's a lot of work that has to be done to get back to the NCAA tournament. And, again, we made a nice showing last year, beating Arizona in the first round. And this is a group that, we talk about firsts all the time in our program and doing things that have never been done. And certainly the next step is the Sweet 16, but there are so many steps that have to be taken prior to that to even be in that position again. And so we're not afforded the opportunity to spend the first month of the year trying to work things out and get better, because that first month of the year is what could or could not end up putting us in the NCAA tournament. And so we have to be very, very good from the beginning, and that's why I think health will play a big role in this thing as well.
George, what kind of opportunities do you think you guys have on this early schedule to play some non-conference teams and make an impact to help your guys' RPI?
I think that just the exposure of the different teams and different conferences and stuff, and we're playing bigger schools, and just he said there's not a lot of depth, so we can kind of play around with it and stuff, and I just think that it's going to get the younger kids like experience and stuff, so I think it'll be a good experience.
Coach, entering your 22nd season, that's a lot longer than many WKU current students, including myself, have been alive. Do you ever look at that number or look back at the program and kind of reflect on everything that you've been through and how far it's come?
Seems like I do that more and more as the years go by. She handed me some things, with regards to our program over the last several years that I still look at and can't. It's hard for me to get my mind around what we've been able to achieve with this program, and and I just told our kids the other day, it has so much to do with all the hard work that every kid that's ever come here to play for me has put in. It has to do with, the support that we've gotten from the administration to give this program a chance to be a top 25 program. And, there's challenges in front of us in terms of what we see every day. There's all kinds of financial challenges going on, within our athletic department. And it's not something I ever take for granted, what we've been able to accomplish in our program. She handed me this before I walked up here, and Penn State has 156 wins, which is the most wins in college volleyball since 2011, and right behind that is Western Kentucky at 153. And that's, when you look at that top 10 list, it's Penn State, Washington, Texas, Southern Cal, Florida State, Florida, Stanford, Hawaii, and North Carolina. And it's like, which of these does not belong game? And there's the red towel sitting in there at second, and it gives me a great sense of pride. But I also know that it's had to do with a lot of people being committed to the program through the years.
Jessica, with success comes exposure and buzz. So what's the fan support been like on campus during this run of yours?
It's definitely grown a lot. Since my freshman year, I know we've got so many more kids coming to our games. People in class all the time are like, hey, you guys have a game tonight, I'm going to be there. And my freshman year, we hardly ever heard that. So that definitely comes with the team, everybody. Our marketing is wonderful, and they're really starting to come and show us this support and start to love the game too.
Travis, can you talk about these two girls sitting up there with you and how important they are to what you guys are doing this season?
Yeah, they're going to be crucial. They're two of the real leaders, of our team. You talk about seasoned veterans. These are two kids that have been through a lot, and Georgia in her senior year. Is kind of a fly under the radar kid. We've had All-Americans, we've had all these things, and Georgia literally is that rock out there that just, what you get. There's nothing better as a coach than having a player that what you get every day. And Georgia's going to come, she's going to play hard, she's going to be bringing energy and really be committed to our process every day. And to help her finish her career, her and Kaylin, on a high note is something I take a lot of pride in. And Jess, Jessica being the preseason player of the year this year was, to be honest, a little bit of a surprise to me, just in that sometimes setters get overlooked a little bit too. But she's a special talent, and she's been here 2 years. She's a two-time All-American, and her gifts are now being caught by her experience and her leadership and her all the other things that truly make players great. And these two kids, there is nothing that happens in either of these kids' lives that they don't earn. They are two hardworking kids every single day. They are committed to what we do every single day, and they're kids that people in this community can be proud of. They do the right things away from the court. They're great teammates. They're great leaders, and I'm really, really proud to have them in a WKU jersey.
Well, Jessica, when you heard you were preseason player of the year, what were your thoughts just on that?
Well, like Travis said, it's a great honor, especially because setters, they usually, and defensive players, we get overlooked a lot by the hitters. Everybody wants to see everybody crush the ball. But I mean, it's a great honor knowing that it's there. And like a lot of people say, is there any pressure? But it's not. We all just want to go out there and prove that and stay at the top, prove that we can be the best team out there.
Jordan, what makes Jessica good at that center position? What kind of things does she do that sets her apart from other people who play that?
Well, if you know, she probably hasn't stopped smiling. She's super positive, but no, she's a great leader. You know, she has just this presence about her. She wants to make every single person on that court better, whether it's setting to a hitter. If they don't connect, you know, she's right there talking to them. If, like, she doesn't get a pass, you know, she's coming up to a defensive player and she's like, I need that pushed up. You know, she's making sure that every single person that's involved on the team is better, every single play.
Well, Coach, you talked a lot about the veterans. You talked about depth being an issue, but what have you seen from some of the newcomers?
I've been really pleased. It's a numbers game as much as anything. We just don't have a lot of warm bodies in our gym. We're 12. We only have 12 if we're at full strength, and they've been really good. I think you're going to see everybody on our roster play a role this year. Emma Kolakowski, a young lady from up in Michigan, is a ball control player, and she's going to have to replace Rachael Anderson, you know, with what we do. And Emma, I almost feel bad for Emma through the first week or so, because Emma is an incredibly talented kid, but her head is swimming right now with new information. And but you know, so I'm in her ear constantly, but that doesn't mean that I'm not really pleased with who she is as a player. And Sophia Serino, a kid from Nashville, Tennessee, who's come in. We're actually doing, when Alyssa Kavanaugh and Sydney Engel got here, we transitioned them to a new position. And from high school to college, they both played a position they had never played, and we're doing the same thing with Sophia. And seeing the improvements that she's made just in a few days, she's a kid. She is the one that's really critical to that depth for us, because if we can make her more versatile, then I think she can plug a lot of those depth issues for us. And since we don't have depth through numbers, we have to have depth through versatility. And that's what Sophia's been able to bring to us so far. So, and they're great kids. Our WKU fans are really going to enjoy these kids. They're much like these two. They play with a smile on their face. They play with a bunch of energy. And the only grumpy one on game day is me, I think. So they have pretty good demeanors about them.
With Noel gone, how much bigger of a role will Rachael Anderson play?
Much bigger. I think that's a great question. You know, Noelle Langenkamp carried such a big load for us as at the middle hitter position last year. Rachael Anderson was the Conference USA Freshman of the Year last year, and she's going to have to shoulder a significantly bigger load for us this year. And, you know, the thing I'm challenging her with all the time, you know, as a player, you hate to coach kids that have big egos. You know, you don't want them to be too full of themselves and, you know, think they got it all figured out and all that. But Rachel's kind of on the other end of that. You know, I tell Rachael, I just told her yesterday in practice, she needs a little more ego. She is an incredibly gifted kid. We are very fortunate that she's wearing a WKU jersey, but she doesn't always, personality-wise, she's a pretty laid-back kid and just kind of go-with-the-flow kid. And so if things are just going okay out there, she's kind of a go-with-the-flow kid. And I want her to have a little bit more ego. I want her to see herself as a Player of the Year candidate, because she is the preseason Player of the Year, and deservedly so. But Rachael Anderson's as good as anybody in this league, and she needs to go out and be that every night for us. And with Noelle gone, she's going, you know, there were many times Noelle kind of carried us at the end of matches, and Rachael, you know, is going to have to do that for us. It's going to be a big story this year. I think we will be great if she's great.
Any other questions for Coach or players? No? All right.
All right. Thank you.